if your body begins sending you signals, even faint ones, it's trying to warn you that something beneath the surface isn't right. The problem is, it never shouts. It whispers. It uses fatigue, strange sensations, or sudden changes to say, "Pay attention." But when alcohol becomes part of your regular routine, those whispers get drowned out by the fog it creates in your system. You stop hearing what your body is trying to tell you. The truth is, the human body is remarkably honest. It never hides the damage for long. It always reveals its distress, sometimes subtly, sometimes urgently. And when those signs appear, they're not just random discomforts. They're survival messages written in biology. The body works like a complex machine that quietly keeps balance every second. Every drink you take forces it to divert energy, repair tissue, and flush out toxins. Over time, the balance breaks, and you start seeing clues. One of the most serious warnings is when your skin or the whites of your eyes start turning yellow. That yellow tint is not just a cosmetic change. It's the physical proof that your liver, one of the hardest working organs you have, is struggling to clear out the toxic burden it's been carrying. Jaundice is not something to ignore. It means your liver cells are so overworked that they can no longer filter properly. And if this continues, scarring sets in, an irreversible condition known as cirrhosis. Once that happens, even advanced medicine can only slow things down, not undo them. The liver is forgiving, but not forever. Another clear sign that something deeper is wrong comes during the night. If you find yourself constantly waking up to urinate or feeling tingling sensations in your toes and fingers, your body may be warning you about something far more serious than simple dehydration. Those late-night bathroom trips often point to blood sugar imbalances, the early stages of insulin resistance or diabetes. Alcohol interferes with the way your body handles glucose. It tricks your metabolism, pushing it to store fat instead of using it efficiently. The tingling or numbness in your extremities, especially your feet, is a nerve issue caused by this imbalance. The tiny nerve endings begin to die off, leading to what doctors call neuropathy. Once that damage sets in, it doesn't heal easily. The burning pins and needles sensation is your nervous system pleading for mercy. Then there's the puffiness that appears in your face, ankles, or even hands. Swelling that doesn't go away with rest. This swelling is a sign that your body's internal filters are losing the battle. Your liver, kidneys, and heart are designed to manage fluid and waste with perfect precision. But when they're overwhelmed, fluid starts leaking into the soft tissues, creating that bloated, heavy feeling. It may seem minor at first, just a bit of morning puffiness, but inside, it's the start of congestion. In extreme cases, it progresses to heart failure, where the heart can no longer pump efficiently and the lungs begin filling with fluid. People can literally drown inside their own bodies because their organs can't keep up. When alcohol pushes the body to this edge, it's no longer about choice. It's about survival. Bleeding gums and bruises that appear without explanation are also signals you cannot afford to ignore. When the liver weakens, it stops producing the proteins that help your blood clot. That means small injuries turn into large bruises, and simple brushing can leave your gums bleeding. Beneath that is an even darker truth. Internal bleeding can begin without you knowing it. Once the liver loses its grip on clotting control, any fall, any ulcer, or even stress on blood vessels can turn fatal. The body's inner balance depends on the liver's ability to regulate blood chemistry. And when alcohol eats away at that system, the body enters a dangerous zone of vulnerability. Another striking symptom is when the palms of your hands turn reddish and thin lines of broken veins start appearing across your face or shoulders. Those are not surface blemishes. They are visible warnings of high blood pressure and internal strain. Alcohol forces the cardiovascular system into overdrive, widening vessels repeatedly until they lose elasticity. These spider-like veins are the visible scars of internal overwork. Some people experience them around the eyes or neck, where fragile capillaries rupture under pressure. It's your circulation system screaming for relief. Continued drinking turns this into a dangerous loop. More pressure, more damage, less repair. Sometimes the warning shows up as a heartbeat that skips or flutters, or a strange exhaustion when climbing stairs. That sudden breathlessness is not a sign of being out of shape. It's a sign of cardiac weakening. Alcohol directly harms the heart muscle, thinning and stretching it until it can't contract properly. This leads to a condition where the heart grows enlarged but weaker, unable to pump enough oxygen through the body. You start feeling dizzy, heavy, and fatigued after minimal effort. Palpitations or fluttering sensations are the body's distress code. Left unchecked, they can turn into full cardiac arrest, sometimes quietly, even during sleep. The heart depends on rhythm and strength, and alcohol slowly dismantles both. Then comes the exhaustion that no sleep can fix, the kind of fatigue that seeps into your bones. You might sleep for 8 hours and still wake up foggy, drained, and disconnected. That isn't laziness. It's the effect of toxins bypassing the liver's filters and crossing into the bloodstream. When these toxins reach the brain, they disrupt neurotransmitters and fog the mind. The result is poor focus, irritability, and a sense that you're never truly rested. The reason is that alcohol robs you of deep, restorative REM sleep. Without it, your body never fully resets. Over time, this sleep debt compounds, dragging your mental health down with it. Anxiety worsens, motivation collapses, and depression sets in. Not because of circumstance, but because of chemistry. And then there's the gut. Alcohol destroys the delicate microbiome that keeps your digestion and mood in balance. Those tiny organisms are the unsung heroes of your health, producing serotonin and other vital compounds. When alcohol repeatedly floods the system, it burns away the good bacteria, leaving your stomach inflamed and your intestines raw. The result is bloating, chronic diarrhea, or nausea that feels endless. But it's not just digestive discomfort. It's emotional fallout. Because your gut communicates directly with your brain through the vagus nerve. A damaged microbiome means your mood spirals. Depression, anxiety, irritability, all stem from that internal imbalance. People underestimate how powerful the gut-brain link is, and alcohol severs that communication channel over time. When all these signs are present, the yellowing, the swelling, the fatigue, the numbness, the bleeding, the redness, they form a pattern, a message your body is desperately trying to send. It's saying that something precious is breaking. And the truth is, it's not just your liver, heart, or brain. It's your entire equilibrium. Alcohol doesn't just dull your senses. It erodes the very systems that keep you alive. The sooner you listen to those whispers, the sooner you give your body a chance to repair itself before silence replaces the warning altogether. There comes a point when those small warnings evolve into something darker. The shaking hands in the morning, the rising panic that has no clear cause, the heart pounding as though it's preparing for a threat that isn't even there. These are not coincidences. They are signs of a body crossing into dependence. When you start waking up with tremors or deep unease before even touching a drink, that's your nervous system reacting to withdrawal. The brain has learned to expect alcohol and now struggles without it. This is where alcohol stops being a social escape and turns into a chemical chain. It's the line between habit and dependency. And once it's crossed, the body pleads louder than ever. Trembling, sweating, restless anxiety, and that creeping dread are not mental weakness. They are physical distress signals. It means your system has forgotten how to regulate itself naturally. What most people don't realize is that alcohol hijacks the very chemicals that control calmness and stress. It replaces balance with an artificial sense of relief. And when it's gone, the brain panics. That's why the mornings after feel heavy and haunted. It's not guilt. It's biology trying to regain its footing. And if those mornings start to feel unbearable, if your hands tremble before breakfast or your chest feels tight for no reason, you're not imagining it. Your body is begging you to stop before the damage becomes permanent. The nervous system can recover, but it needs you to remove the cause. Then there's the cough that refuses to go away, the rasping, dry irritation in your throat that lingers after you lie down at night. It might seem like nothing serious, but persistent hoarseness, burning sensations behind the chest, or a sour taste creeping up your throat are signs of chronic acid reflux. Alcohol weakens the valve between the stomach and the esophagus, allowing acid to rise where it doesn't belong. Every night that happens, your throat and vocal cords are scorched by stomach acid. Over months and years, this irritation can evolve into something far more severe, even cancer of the esophagus. Many people dismiss it, thinking it's just mild indigestion. But it's another whisper of warning that grows louder with time. The simplest way to silence it isn't another pill or antacid. It's removing the source that's burning the body from within. When you combine all of these symptoms, yellowing eyes, swelling, tingling nerves, bleeding gums, breathlessness, exhaustion, anxiety, digestive distress, tremors, and that unrelenting cough, they form a single narrative. It's the story of a body under siege, a system trying desperately to keep you alive, despite what you're putting it through. Alcohol doesn't attack all at once. It dismantles piece by piece. First, it numbs. Then it weakens. Then it breaks. And yet, the most extraordinary thing about the human body is that even when it's been pushed to the edge, it still fights to heal. It still believes you might stop. If you've recognized even one of these signs, it's not a reason to panic. It's an invitation. The body can recover from far more than most people think. The liver can regenerate. The brain can rewire. The heart can regain rhythm. The gut can rebuild its microbial army. But that healing can only begin when the poisoning ends. Every cell in your body is waiting for that signal. The moment you stop feeding it something it has to fight against. The first day might feel strange, the first week difficult. But deep inside, your body begins its repair immediately. Within hours of the last drink, inflammation begins to cool. Within days, sleep deepens. Within weeks, energy returns. And within months, you start to feel something you might have forgotten even existed. Clarity. Clarity doesn't just mean thinking clearly. It means feeling alive again. The skin brightens, the eyes regain light, and even your emotions become sharper, more real. Your body begins to reward you for every day you stay clean. It's not punishment. It's a partnership. The same organs that suffered under alcohol's weight now work overtime to rebuild you. Each heartbeat becomes steadier, each breath easier, each night of sleep deeper. This isn't theory. It's biology reclaiming its rhythm. It's important to remember that alcohol doesn't just hurt the organs you can name. It rewires how you experience life. It changes dopamine pathways, the systems responsible for motivation and joy. That's why, in the early days of quitting, everything can feel dull or empty. But that emptiness isn't the end. It's the brain rebooting. The same reward system that was hijacked by alcohol needs time to remember what real pleasure feels like. Over time, that reward comes back stronger, more genuine. The world begins to feel vivid again, colors sharper, mornings calmer, laughter deeper. And while the physical repair is astonishing, the emotional healing is where transformation truly happens. The fog lifts, the guilt fades, and you begin to realize that your worth was never tied to a bottle. The moments you once blurred out start to matter again. Simple things like waking up clear-headed, having steady hands, or looking in the mirror and recognizing the person staring back. These are small victories, but together, they rebuild a life. The brain begins to trust itself again. The body stops fighting itself. What once felt impossible becomes natural. To wake up feeling okay, to sleep without nightmares, to smile without reason. If you find yourself relating to these warnings, don't dismiss them. Every sign, every discomfort, every wave of fatigue is not an enemy. It's a message that you still have time. There is no shame in recognizing that alcohol has taken more than it gave. The only real tragedy is ignoring the truth when your body is spelling it out for you. You don't need to wait for rock bottom. You just need to listen, truly listen, to the quiet protests happening inside you. The good news is that the body wants to forgive. The moment you stop, it begins to work for you, not against you. And perhaps that's the most powerful lesson of all. You are not broken beyond repair. The damage might be real, but so is recovery. It's not about guilt. It's about biology, about giving your organs, your brain, your heart the chance to breathe again. Every heartbeat filtered through clean blood, every night of undisturbed sleep, every clear morning is proof that healing is possible. You don't need to wait for catastrophe to begin. You just need to decide that you're done living in survival mode. Because beneath the exhaustion, the tremors, the fog, and the fear, your body still remembers what balance feels like. It's been waiting patiently, whispering through every sign, hoping that one day you'll finally listen.